Hey guys, so this is the second iteration to my upcoming action puzzle game. So again, I just want to kind of give my thoughts on kind of the game itself while I play it, as well as just kind of the updates that I've had, because there's been quite a few. So here we go. So first is obviously the title screen. So there's actual kind of icons. There's the actual ball going around the screen, which is kind of the core gameplay mechanic. Just kind of keeps looping as the game as you sit on that screen. So now I have these, so before there was just 10 levels, so now I have these levels set. So that right now there's 3 sets of 10 levels. So first thing you'll see there that when I died, there was actually like an icon, and then the ball actually like retraced its steps. Instead of what happened previously, was just you teleported right to the beginning of the game again. So just kind of more animations, basically. Also, like you see when well, I'll wait till you collect a coin next. But also like those, okay, so you collect a coin, those particles effects. So just more, again, just kind of having the game feel better, right? Just more interaction of when something happens, there's more response to the player. You also see how those gray lines that I call dashes, that the ball kind of hits, they actually disappear this time. So in the last iteration, they didn't really disappear; they were just kind of there. And so to add on for the animations, instead of just disappearing, things are like those dashes are actually shrinking really fast. So it's just like the little things, really. And I do really like the whole resetting of the blocks and the ball moving around the screen rather than just teleporting. I do really like a lot. So a lot of these are new levels. I kind of forget which levels were in the original one versus not. But now there's 30 levels instead of just 10. So just introducing. I think I talked a lot about the mechanics in the last one, but just trying to slowly implement new mechanics. So on this iteration, I'm even slower to implement new things. So kind of the single free blocks, the horizontal and the vertical blocks. Like there's these concept of a stationary block, which are these gray blocks that don't move, and I don't even get to that till level 11, whereas in the last one it was at level 5. So let's see. Oh yeah, a couple other animation things. When you see when the blocks hit each other, they actually change color, and then it's kind of slight, but when you move one of the blocks, they actually kind of shrink and grow, depending on how fast you're moving it. So it kind of just adds a little bit of weight to those blocks. And then here I added a set end screen. I call them level sets. So an end screen that shows you kind of the deaths and the coins. Okay, so here we go, the next one. So yeah, this just introduces the concept of a stationary block. You can't move it either by touching it or with another block. So it's just expanding on this concept. I'm really trying to grab one mechanic and really kind of fully explore it to see what kind of puzzles I can generate from it. So this one's a really common one where you have kind of a big one in the middle and you have to kind of move things around it, and you'll see other levels that kind of explore similar things. So I actually like this level. There's 3 different ways to actually beat it, and only 2 of them result in you getting the coin. That's another thing. It's the coin is like a bonus, right? There's getting the ball to the end, but then there's also getting the coin. So the coin again it's a bonus difficulty. It's also used for in-game currency, which I don't really have anything that you can buy quite yet. So we'll get there. I just wanted to show. I like showing the death animation every once in a while because I've played these levels so many times. I can just beat them. It's just like second nature. So, and I also just like to test that the death counter in the upper right corner is doing its job and that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, so here's another one of the levels where you're kind of moving the blocks around a giant thing in the middle, but this time there's these little like inlets that you can put the blocks into. So again, I've had some friends test out the game, so I've kind of adapted various things based on their feedback. So one thing is like some of these levels are a little bit too difficult the first time you play them, so I might be making it look easier or something, but definitely people were getting, for a set of 10 levels, anywhere between like 30 and 60 deaths sometimes, whereas I'm not showing that. I should almost record them playing the game just because it would actually show a lot. Wow, maybe I'll do that. And here's another one where there's just a giant thing in the middle, but this time it's just a giant hole that you gotta shove all the blocks into. So one thing you'll see in this level that was probably the main complaint from my friends was that you can see sometimes I'm grabbing a block, or like you can see the tapping of the screen, but then it's not registering that I'm actually grabbing the block. So it's just kind of like the blocks too small, which is like, it's great to figure that out early because that could just break mechanics. I could design levels around this specific size of block, and then going back and fixing it would be really hard. So I have a couple ideas. Like either I could just increase just the hitbox, so not the actual physical size of the block, but the hitbox. I could just make them bigger as well. I need to do some more testing with that. So yeah, there's this level set screen also that shows your deaths per set as well as your total deaths, and then it actually gives you a little sneak peek at each new mechanic. So this is a new mechanic that wasn't in the last one. It's these green blocks. I actually don't like the look of them, but basically the blue blocks cannot go through them, but the ball can. So this basically, in previous levels, you could always at least go around the edges, right? But with these, it basically blocks the player from going around the edges, which adds just a lot more puzzle possibilities, basically. And again, I like just playing around with levels that, like this one, where it's pretty easy to figure out what you have to do. It's just executing and speed, versus a level where you have to think about it a little bit. This one's a mix of that. Like, okay, well, it's pretty easy to move those blocks, but sometimes you might hit the ball while you're moving those blocks, and then you have to be quick to get the coin. This level is actually like way too simple, I think, for for where it is in this game. But I'm constantly playing around with level progression and stuff like that. So this one's a little bit more of quote unquote a thinking one. So there's getting past the level, and then there's also getting the coin. So I'd say about 50% of my friends got the coin on that one on the first try, again, just on the first try. And this one again is just more speed. And I try to save a couple of the like quote unquote harder ones to the end. So this one can be tough. So this one's all timing. It's kind of figuring out what's going to happen and then dealing with the timing aspect of it. So you'll see that block is always going to block the vertical block is always going to block one of the horizontal blocks. So you have to move it. So you have to really make three quick swipes right in a row, and boom, there you go. And that's just trying to beat the level, and then you have to get the coin. This level I like a lot because it's actually not terribly hard to beat, but getting the coin is very not intuitive on the first try here. And I think I lose, or I don't get the coin. So if you don't move the bottom part, you're following the ball, and then you can't get the coin. So it just kind of encourages replayability, basically. So that's all I have right now. Again, the art is something that I've decided I want to get someone else to do. I can get it to a decent point, but really to have it be at the quality that I want, I think I'm going to get somebody else. And also music, sound effects, I'm going to try to get, either find like a friend, again, that can do that, or find some stuff online. I'm not a music producer, but So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'll have another one up when it's ready. Again, thank you so much for watching. So yeah.